bulimia isn't something that you can just talk about to friends, family. It's you're on your own. Hi guys, I'm Felicity. I'm 39 years old and I'm from London.
And you used to have a very different life from today. Can you tell me about your life before?
I can. So, only 4 years ago I came away from a 20-year chapter of my life. I was a party girl. I run a very successful business. I partied for 20 years and took drugs. I took recreational drugs, but I was running a very successful business, so that was my balance. It was non-stop.
How did you feel at the time?
Well, that was my life, so I didn't really know any different. I was suffering with bulimia through that time for 15 years. It was dark. I had really low points in my life.
So what is bulimia? Can you explain that?
Bulimia is when you binge on food and then you're sick, but it takes over. Like, I'd spend days like just being sick to the point where I wouldn't have anything in me, but I would just keep going on adrenaline and partying at the weekends, and I just didn't stop. I was totally disconnected to myself.
Right.
And bulimia isn't something that you can just talk about to friends, family. It's you're on your own. It's very secretive. Like, even going to the shops and buying the foods because you just want to binge on all the foods that you know that you can't eat, and then being sick is really, like, I was quite. It was violent. There was times when there was blood
and you didn't know where to go for help, or?
There was times when I tried when I was younger. I would go to the doctors and I'd start to see therapists, but then life would just take over, and it was something that just I don't know. I just never found any help that I was comfortable with.
Right. And did you suffer from any other ailments or illnesses at the time?
I think I was stressed, but because I was partying, I partied every weekend, so I was just riding like fake feel goods. So I would feel good from an outfit or some putting makeup on and going out dancing, listening to music. So there was a lot underlying that I wasn't even aware of.
Right. And did you? No. Let's instead. What happened next?
So I kind of feel like I woke up and just I started to feel that I wasn't happy. So I made some big changes. I came away from my partner, I came away from friends, and realised that I didn't want to be taking these drugs anymore. So the first thing that I did was I quit drugs 4 years ago.
Just like that?
Yeah, I distanced myself from my friends, and then 1 month went to 2 to 3, and I had to just keep going because I knew that I just started to feel a connection to me, and I wanted to explore that further. But I started drinking more. So the next year I gave up alcohol. So it's been 4 years since I've drunk, 4 years since I've taken drugs, 3 years since I've drunk. But then I started working more.
Oh, okay.
And to me that was another drug. It was like each time I was still totally disconnected to me. Like, I couldn't feel whatever was going on underneath. I just was not allowing myself to feel that pain. So I walked away from my business, and then the bulimia came back.
Oh, okay. So that had stopped for a while, or? Yeah, stopped for a while.
Yeah, I did have a 7-year period in my life where I didn't actually have that, so I managed to get a grasp over it, but I was still drinking and taking drugs.
Right.
So to me, the underlying issue was always still there. It never really went away. So when that came back last year, I was really scared because I know how I felt. It had a hold over me.
Right. So then what happened?
So then I met a guy at a yoga festival who'd started a YouTube channel. So I started following him, and he was inspiring me every day about learning how to love yourself and self-acceptance. And he was talking about being a vegan, and it was something that I wanted to explore. So I started to find people on YouTube that inspired me, and I went vegan in August last year, nearly a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I could really connect to my body. I felt that this was something bigger than me. It was a new focus. I wanted to help the animals and make a difference for the planet and me, and I started to feel more connected to others around me. And then I started exploring more and found Doug's book, The 80-10-10, and Raw, about 9 months ago, and it's been 9 months since I've actually been sick, so that has actually supported me into on a new path.
Right.
Yeah.
So Doug's book is all about eating fruits and veggies raw. Yeah. So it's a raw vegan diet, right?
Yeah.
So did you have any other things? I think you mentioned something about puffy eyes and stuff to me before.
Yeah, so I was going through, with all the change that I was going through, I felt like my physical body just shut down. It was very stressful. My energy was so low. My joints were starting to ache. I had lower back pain. I would get really puffy eyes. I'd get spots on my eyes. I would literally just felt worn out. My periods actually stopped.
And this was before the diet change, right?
This was before the diet change, through the stress of letting my business go and alongside the bulimia. Okay. So it was a rock bottom moment. It was like I knew I had to do something. So the moment that I started searching on YouTube and just finding others that had, people that inspired me, so I could connect to their way of living.
Right. And how long have you been raw for now?
So I've been raw for 9 months, and that's allowed me to connect to my body and really tune into how my digestion is healing, my energy is rising.
So your bulimia has completely been absent?
No bulimia for 9 months. So it's been 9 months out of my whole adult life that I haven't abused my body, and I've never found, in that whole time, I never found anything that was helping me, and it was my mental state as well. I'd never find foods that satisfied me. I eat food now, I feel full, I feel satiated, and I can just get on with my day. Whereas before I would be constantly fighting cravings or battling about calories and wanting to be sick and think, oh, tomorrow it'll be tomorrow I'll start again. And it's 9 months now, so I've gone 9 months out of my whole adult life that I haven't abused my body.
What do you think is causing that? Why? What's the change?
Well, it's the food. The food, for me, food affects your mood, and your mood affects your food. I can really feel like how easy it is for me to digest the fruits. Yes, I'm still learning, yes, I'm still exploring like certain food combinations and stuff, but it's easy on my body, and with that I can feel my energy coming back.
Okay, and what about the other little issues you had? Like
the emotions, I just feel like my mind is so much more freer now. Like I'm more in the moment, I'm more conscious of feeling good and loving myself. It's not heavy on my head.
And the puffy eyes and lower back pain.
Yeah, my lower back, that's healing. Like I can feel a massive improvement with that. And I just know every day it's just getting better and better, and there is no going back. Like this is the way forward.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. I feel truly blessed actually.
So if you do you have any final good advice for somebody who's struggling with bulimia and fatigue and low back pain and stuff like that?
I think you need to just constantly, what really helped me was every day I was educating myself and just being around, not physically around, but just finding things that inspired me and just taking each day as it comes and knowing that it's going to be a journey and learning to love yourself. The more and more I practice self-love, the more and more it was easier for me to make the right choices because I wanted to feel good. It's like this how I feel now, and feeling good is something that I want for the rest of my life. So that's the focus.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I know you said you had an Instagram account.
FlissLove100 on Instagram and YouTube.
Thank you. It's so inspiring to hear your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Er du blevet nysgerrig for, hvad det er for en kost, man skal spise for at opnå de her resultater? Så gå over på min hjemmeside Rask på Raw. Her kan du nemlig downloade min gratis Kom I gang guide, som fortæller dig meget mere om principperne, så du selv kan komme i gang. Og hvis du er klar til at tage dit liv og helbred til endnu højere højder, så lad mig coach dig helt personligt, så du får de allerbedste resultater. Vi ses på min hjemmeside. Hej hej!